Late afternoon, early evening, all. Chief Prepper here. Update: I lost my little girl Jack Russell last Friday. Uh, I heard her last bark probably, I think Monday, maybe Tuesday. But she got to the point where she wasn't moving around hardly at all. She was eating only once a day, drinking maybe twice a day, and then she needed to say goodbye. So we did that last Friday. Had her cremated, and we picked up her stuff. I picked up her stuff today. So the world is kind of more crazy than normal. This thing with China is going to end in one of two ways: war or peace. And I don't think it's going to be peace. So there are channels out there beating the drum, saying, normal stuff, but you have to look at who the war might be with and what they will be willing to do. So if you don't have meds and if you don't have antibiotics, you need to look into that. All right, because antibiotics can be the difference in you living and dying. We don't think of antibiotics like we should because they're precious, because they literally can save your life. But we've had them for so long that we're just used to going to the doctor and getting them. So what people in the prepping community understand is most of that shit comes from India and China. So if we have a war with China, then, think about that. And it's not just antibiotics. It's 98% of the meds, 95, whatever it is. So the other thing is, if we have problems, I bought a second car that's points and condensers. It will start, but it's not running yet. I have been dicking around with the wall, and then the last 2 days I've been running around like a fucking crazy man. So for about a week and a half to actually for almost a month now, because I tried to order two B300S batteries that they turned around and said they couldn't meet the order, even though it said it was in stock. So today, after hemming and hawing about it for a week and a half, and then because I was really hoping just to get the batteries, but I went ahead and bought an AC, or I paid for and ordered. I don't have it. I won't get it till next Thursday or Friday, like not like today or tomorrow, but like a week. Blue Eddy AC 500 with a 2 B300K battery package, and then I ordered a second or a third B300K battery. So between those three batteries, assuming I can do what I want, which is put them in series and hook them up to the AC 500 that I have, and then the two B300S batteries, which is 6,000 watts. So that'll give me 14,000 watts of backup power. The wall is still under construction. I got to a point, and then I got tired of working on it, because what has to happen next is I have to unhook some outlets, trip the circuit breakers, disconnect them, pull the electrical wire out of the wall, pull the windows out, and then basically knock those walls out and then replace them with what I've built. And hopefully, God willing, I don't have to fucking take what I built apart and shave it a quarter or an eighth of an inch. I'll be able to bang it into where it is. Once that's done, put the skin back on it. I will not, the insulation that's in it is just going to come out and go in the garbage. And now I have a bunch of more construction debris. Some of it I could burn technically, but I'm just going to, assuming the world doesn't go completely sideways, I will call for a dumpster to come out, and I will get rid of a bunch of cardboard boxes laying around the yard and all the construction debris. So I don't want to be alarmist or alarming, but I can tell you that Asian people don't have a problem with being crooked or dirty in order to win. I've been to both the extreme east and extreme west sides of that continent. That being South Korea and brief moments in North Korea, and then in the Middle East and Kuwait, Qatar, and Iraq. Different mentality. And I watched More Frugal News. I watched one of his episodes twice because I was doing stuff and wasn't paying attention. There's a difference between now and when we were dealing with Japan. When we were dealing with Japan, we had the upper hand in trade. And we had Japan kind of boxed into a corner because if people don't know the history, Japan went to war because we cut them off. And they were going to run out of resources and their people were going to starve. All right, so China is not in that boat. Now, if we whack Iran, and we probably are, it's going to affect their oil. But what they've been doing that Japan didn't do during World War II is they've been stockpiling raw goods and food products so that they're not going to be in the same position. So, but their economy's in really bad shape. So just need to figure out what's important to you. Preppers is the 5. It's food, water, shelter, security, and medicine. So power has to come into that for some of that, because some people need power for CPAP, APAP machines. Some people need power to run a fridge to keep insulin cold, assuming you've got it or you can get it. And life without electricity, I can tell you, is fucking miserable. In South Central Texas, talk to the people in the Houston area that went without power for 2 weeks after a storm late last fall. We can live in it, but we're not used to it. So there's a reason I've invested in so much money in backup power generation, and specifically backup battery power, and my own solar. In addition to, I have a big array in the backyard that offsets my electricity bill. For the last week, the AC and heat have not been on, and now I have the air conditioning on in the house, and I have spot coolers on to help control temperatures in smaller areas of the house. So my backup power is not really designed for air conditioning. Fans for sure, lights for sure, TV for sure. But my intent is to run a small air conditioner on the back porch and collapse down into that room, maybe into this room. And then I have generators that I can power my entire house. But the solar generators that I'm investing in are specifically for 4 things: my deep freezers and my 2 primary fridges. Some people will be like, whoa, why is that so important? We have lost the art and skills of preserving food. We don't know how to do it anymore. And people will say that's a lot of money to invest when you may or may not get food you can put in a refrigerator. That is true. Or a freezer. However, if it gives me 2 or 3 months that other people don't get, that means that hopefully I'm alive a little longer. So I've said for over a year now, because the war drums have been beating for over a year, maybe even longer. You need to invest your money in durable goods, things that you're going to not be able to get. And you need to research this for World War II. Anything rubber, almost impossible, because it all went to tires for the war effort. All right, and then you couldn't even really get tires here for your car. Food, sugar, meat, you know, all those things is an issue. I was looking at the weather. They're saying that La Nina is over. So I don't know what that means for us weather-wise. So anyway, research that. I mean, I've said many times in the past, my ex-wife's grandfather, or great-grandfather, one of those two, traded an entire engine for a pound of fucking sugar during World War II. You need to understand that resources are going to become scarce. All right, China wants to be who and what we are, the dominant power in the world. I don't think there's anything they won't be willing to do. So understand the consequences of that. All right. Information is knowledge and power. Live a little, prep a lot, share love. G Prepper out.